As someone's first time playing Resident Evil, I want to give a little bit of an overview and review of how I thought the game was. So growing up, I absolutely loved puzzle games, just these random PC games. I played with my mom that you have the disc in and you look for stuff and there were eerie backgrounds. And I loved spooky things that involved the supernatural, whether it's ghosts, zombies, vampires, demons, you name it. I love the paranormal and spooky things. I was surprised it took me this long to find out and play Resident Evil, starting with the first remastered, including Biohazard. I wasn't sure what to expect going into the game. I knew that it had paranormal elements, but I wasn't sure if it was ghosts, zombies, murderers. I definitely have some experience with zombie killing, as I love the Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies franchise. Loading into the game, I loved the eeriness already, and I thought the cutscenes were really well done, and I loved the way the characters were. I could already tell Jill Valentine was a strong female lead, and I just loved the way she looked. Seeing the mansion in the woods in the cutscene was so cool to me, and it was exactly what I was looking for in a game like this, because I love mansions, abandoned places, spooky things like that. I love games where you can go and explore every nook and cranny, so it felt like this game was perfect for me. Loading into the game after the cutscenes, the character movement was a little sloppy. Not sloppy, I just wasn't used to it, but I thought it was very unique. At least she can run. What I love about the character movement and what got it to grow on me was that the way the camera pans, you don't always know what's beyond the corner. Could be a zombie, could be a crimson head, could be a dog. Sometimes you just don't know. I made the mistake the first couple times of playing the game, not saving and not knowing that you needed an ink ribbon and an access to a typewriter to save the game. At first I was frustrated, but then I thought, hey, this is a super cool concept and I've never seen anything like this in a video game. The fact that you had to actually look to save your game and go on an actual typewriter, I just thought it was so cool. I really enjoyed the puzzles that I came across, and I loved how you could start in different places of the map. You could start in the West Wing, you can do different things, but they should all come together at the end. And I loved how you can also interact with objects, like moving desks, moving cabinets, you name it. And once you did find that save room, and you listen to that awesome soundtrack that's specific to the save room, just that sigh of relief knowing you could save the game and not have to trek back through the mansion. But I love that element of difficulty without making it super frustrating. I think it's just a perfect level. The vastness of the map was so awesome. I knew there would be a lab, as you can get hints about things like the T-virus, crimson heads, experiments gone wrong, but I never thought that there would be a residence, an underwater portion, a cabin, and more. If you thought the mansion was big enough, you're in for a whole lot more. The mansion also just feels alive, like the paintings are watching you, the walls are breathing, it's waiting for you to make the next step. I just love the feel. Lots of people were complaining about the animation of the door and how it takes long, but I personally love it because it gives you time to think about what can be in the next room, as it is a total surprise. It was always fun to run into one of your STARS partners, as I really felt alone in the game. As she was alone, and you know someone else is in the mansion and other things, but you still felt the sense of dread and alone. And I was just waiting to meet back up with Barry or one of my other STARS partner. And when you did, it was like, phew, I'm not alone anymore. The foreshadowing in the game is also really awesome. For example, when you're in the cabin and you look out the window that faces the entrance, it gives you a line that says something along the lines of, this is a good way to look out the window to see who's coming in. Hint, hint, someone or something is going to be coming in very shortly. And it did, and it still scared me. Really play the game at night, especially if it was a rainy night. It was just the perfect mood and really got me scared. I loved picking up different objects and seeing where they could fit and how they could be used in puzzles. Most of the puzzles I didn't have too much problems with, so you can get by without feeling too frustrated, but also giving yourself a needed challenge. Except for the night room, that was kind of crazy. As you progress throughout the game, you can just feel yourself getting closer and closer to the truth, picking up diaries, manuscripts, finding secret hallways, tombs. You know there were a lot of secrets in this mansion. And the climax is not underwhelming at all. I truly never got bored of this game, and yes, I did get frustrated, but I didn't punch my screen. It has a top-notch soundtrack, eerie elements, challenging puzzles, but not too challenging, and amazing interaction throughout the game. I really felt like a chemist towards the end when you have to mix certain chemicals together. I won't go into too much detail, but if you know, you know. I really felt like I was using my brain and learning new skills. Overall, I'm super pleased with this game as an avid puzzle player, spooky lover, mansion lover. Resident Evil really hit all the marks for me, and I highly, highly recommend it. Even though it's an old game, this was my first time playing. And if you're deciding whether to play it or not, or to wait for the re-remastered one, this is my first video game review. I just really wanted to do it because I really love this game, and I know it's old, but if there's still anyone that hasn't played Resident Evil 1 Remastered or wants to go back in the franchise if they're familiar with newer games, I highly recommend it. Also, please subscribe because I'll probably be making more Resident Evil videos as I'm going to be playing all of them now.